How is everybody doing out there? First of all, I want to apologize. I haven't put out any videos here recently. The past couple days, just we've been busy doing other things. Visited some friends the other night. Just busy. So I apologize for that. Another thing I've been doing is they're starting online schooling here. And past couple days, well, a couple of days ago, I got a message from the school, I think it was last week, on how to set up the program, what type of program they're going to use. You know what, and I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to computers and setting things up like that. And it was even a little challenging for me to do. But we got it all hooked up. Hannah Grace goes to a private school. Here's the sad part. Last year they had over 400 students. This year they have over 200. So almost half of the students didn't re-enroll this year. And I blame that on the fact that parents were not working. Parents don't have the money. The money they did have saved up, they use for food and things like that. The school she goes to is not a super expensive for tuition. And the schooling is a very good school. I feel it's a very good school, and she's been going there for years now. But the parents work, they save the money, and like I said, the tuition is lower than most private schools. And that's the key. They want their children to go to these private schools and get a good education over public schools. And the sad part is some of them just couldn't do it this year, whether it is the lack of money or just this whole online schooling that they got going on. But she set up this past week for an hour. The students would all go online. The teacher would be in there, and the teacher would talk to them about different things. How to make sure your camera's on or off, how to make sure your microphone's off or on. They don't want all the kids with their microphones on because you'll have all the kids' background and coughing and all that other stuff. And she went over just different rules and different things about being online. Now they all don't have to have a camera on. Hannah Grace chooses to turn her camera on. But you can see the classroom, you can hear the teacher. She does roll calls. It was only for an hour this week, just kind of getting them used to being online and the do's and the don'ts and what the teachers are expected of them. The teachers themselves also went to a class to learn how to use the program they're using and teach online, because it's all new to the teachers also. It's all new. So far, so good. Class starts, I think, next week. It'll be interesting. Definitely be very interesting. But here's the thing, guys. I feel sorry for the kids here. Hannah Grace, and we're lucky enough to where she can get schooling online. But you have kids out in the provinces, kids in the cities, kids that went to school every day and knew their way out of what they're in, out of the housing they're in, out of the province they're in. They knew their way out was to go to school. And these kids went to school every day. They did good in school because they knew that's what got them, it's going to get them out of the hardship that they're in right now. These kids, parents don't have computers. The cell phones that some of them do have, they're old. They don't have the screen on there. They don't have, the capability of a microphone, a capability of a camera on there. They text everything. Those are the kids I feel sorry for, because these kids, I don't know what they're going to do now. If these kids can't go to school this year, and when they're able to go to school, what's going to happen? Now they're saying January, possibly January, face-to-face. Kids will come into school and it'll be school teacher and the children in a classroom setting. But what happens to the kids that didn't go online and didn't do that? Look, out in her province, she's got, I don't know how many nieces and nephews. They all go to school, different grade levels. One nephew's in college. He would have to be online, being taught online through college. They have like one phone. We can send them. Matter of fact, Lut's going to send them a phone. But what happens? You got 3, 4 kids in a family that all need to attend online school. How are they going to do it? It's going to be almost impossible. Another thing, and here is what I think there's going to be a problem, no matter who you are, or where you live, or what your status is, the internet connection. Out in the province where Lut's relatives are from, and there's a lot of provinces like this, there is hardly any signal at all on a cell phone. One bar if you're lucky. You know, you gotta climb a coconut tree between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., hold your arm out, and you might get a signal. It's funny because down in Lutz province, the best signal they get is if they go out to the sea. So the internet connection is going to be a problem here. I think this is all going to be a problem. Now remember, guys, this is my opinion. These are my thoughts. I know a couple years ago, one of the things that they had said, the government here had said, we want all these internet companies to come up to standard. We want to be on par with the world. If you cannot do it, I'm going to give you some time. If you cannot do it, we'll bring an outside agency in here and we'll get it taken care of. Never happened. Politics and these big companies in here, it never happened. And it's sad. It's sad. You know, we've got fiber optic, and when they first hooked it up a couple months ago, man, it was doing good. Now it's going bad. It's getting slow. And when you inquire about it, here's what they tell you. Here is their solution, or here is why your internet is slow. Well, that's because there's so many people online, it's bogging down the system. I got a friend, lives in Manila, and he's got really good internet, never has a problem with it. Never has a problem with it. The thing here is, you are limited to what internet companies you can use. I've always said we've got the best of the worst internet company here, Converge. Everybody here in the Philippines knows that the internet here is terrible. Everybody in Angeles City knows that the internet service here is terrible. I'm not telling anybody anything new, which makes me laugh because they say, oh, come to Angeles City because, you know, we got New Clark City coming in and it's growing here, and oh, and you're going to overpay for property now because we got New Clark City coming in here. We're going to catch up with the rest of the world except our internet. We want you to come here as a big company, set up shop here because this is the new growing area of the Philippines. But guess what? Our internet is terrible. That's going to be the problem, guys. And another thing too is, like, we pay monthly. A lot of people have cell phones. They get on there and they do plans. They do so many gigabytes or whatever per month. Parents got to pay for this. And out in the provinces and even in the city, parents don't have money to keep paying for a load, pay for a load, pay for a load, pay for a load every day, you know, a couple days at a time. The parents don't have that extra money. And those, the less fortunate ones, are the ones that are going to suffer. And those are the ones I just feel so bad for. You got one company here, and I'll say it, Globe. No, it was Smarter Globe, one of them. They said, hey, we're going to give you unlimited internet access for a month, for so much. Cool, signed up. This is when I was in the province. I signed up. For the first couple days, man, it was good. Internet was there. It was strong. I could watch stuff. After so long, so many days, it moved to a turtle's pace. Like, what's going on here? I pay for all this unlimited, and it's at a turtle pace. Here's what they do. You have unlimited access for what we deem as appropriate. Once you reach that appropriate number that we feel you should be using, you still have unlimited access, but we're going to gear you way down. That's what they do. Nothing you could do about it. You can't go in, you can't talk to them, ask them why, complain. Just does no good. It does no good. But fortunately, with our internet here, we have unlimited use all the time. They don't kick us down. They don't move us to a turtle pace because they felt I used enough. But it's definitely going to be a challenging situation here in the, for the kids in the school. Like I said, once again, I'll say it again. I feel bad for that child who went to school every day, walked to school every day, came in there with a dirty uniform, maybe only had one uniform, beat up shoes, maybe just a little bit of rice. But you know what? He knows that his way to get out of the situation he's in is to get an education. And the kid went every day and did very well in school, and now he can't go. And now he can't go online because family doesn't have the money to get the internet. Family doesn't have the money for a phone. And like I said, not only that, you have families with 3 or 4 kids in. One of the kids might be in college. What's going to happen? Time will tell. One of the things I said, and maybe I'm wrong, or maybe my theory is right. See, back in the States, from what I'm reading online, I could be wrong. People, you guys tell me, they're sending the kids to school. They're sending them to school. And I always said, you know what, if kids were to go to school here in the Philippines, it'll be the cleanest place that the kids can be. Because when they get in there, they'll have everything sterile. The kids will wear a mask. They will wear masks. Kids, you tell them, hey, you gotta wear a mask, they'll wear masks here. Now, back in the States, it might be a different theory or a different story, or wherever else in the world, it might be a different story, which it probably is. But here they will wear a mask. Washing of the hands, sterilizing. It'll be the cleanest place. But like I was thinking, in order for these kids to get to the school, they're going to have to take public transportation. They're going to have to get on jeepneys. They're going to have to get in trikes. A lot of them walk. So that would be out of the question. But another theory, once again, that I had was, okay, no school until they're saying January. January, they're saying school face-to-face. Kids come in January. You got schools, January, February, March, part of April. In those 3.5 to 4 months, you take the students, keep them in the grade that they were in last year. For those 3.5 to 4 months, you review everything. Everything. You review, get them caught up, get them back on the mindset of school and everything they learned, because they've been out for what? March, April, May, June, July, August, all going on 5 months here. March, April, May, June, July, almost going on 6 months here. They didn't retain all that stuff. So I would say bring them back to school, keep them in the same grade, refresh and go over everything for that 3.5 months, and then the following year, push everybody to the next grade. That would be how I would do it, for the simple reason that all the kids can't get to school here. But anyways, that's my rant. Here's what's coming up. I have my new cell phone, and I got a load. Hopefully it'll work. I've been out testing it, and knock on wood, it's been working. I'm going to start doing walk around live streams. In other words, I'm going to connect to the wonderful internet system here they have through the towers, or through the towers that are ran by hamsters on a hamster wheel here. And I'm going to start doing live streams and walking around while I'm doing the live streams. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, these are my thoughts and my opinions about the school system here. And yes, I do have the right to say something because I do have a child in school. So anyways, with that being said, you guys take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of the sick, the elderly, and the young, and we'll talk to you later.